Welcome, friends. Welcome to another Reconsider It live stream. Tinkering with some knobs. Best live stream you're gonna see today. Tinkering with some knobs, my friends. This is gonna be a very fun session. Here in this Tinkering with Knobs session, you are going to get some very fun hanging out in the studio action. I'm going to be evolving some of my palettes, hanging out with you as well. Changing the way some of these things sound. Who knows how long I'm going to be on today. Usually with these tinkering sessions, it goes for like 1 to 2 hours. I get through 2 or 3 palettes. We'll see how it's going to go today. Right now, I see Outro is in the place. Yeah. Welcome, Outro. You made it. Very good decision joining right now. Outro says, perfect. Just what I needed. Good. Good. I'm glad this can meet your needs. This song we're listening to right now, this is one that I made before the stream began. And in fact, this one is going to be the first one that I work on. This is a brand new palette, in fact. It has some good qualities, but I only have it on the first pass, so I gotta give it a, its first round of getting evolved. That's what we're gonna start today, with this beat and this palette. But right now we are still in the chill out, warm up phase. And my friends, my regulars know what you need to do, what action item you have during the warm-up phase of all Reconsider It live streams. Be they the tinkering with knobs like right now, this one right now, or the loops with chill streams, loops and chill rather. Here in the warm-up phase, my friends, you need to grab yourself a drink. Grab yourself a drink, my friends. I got some water. I'm gonna go grab my water. You grab whatever you're gonna grab. Outro says, dig that funky sound. So happy to observe you in your craft. Very happy to have you here. And that extends as well to our friends who are watching on replay. I'm grabbing my water. You might have whatever you have. Whatever kind of drink you got. Something nourishing for you, ideally. whatever it might be. We're going to do a practice cheers this time. We do these cheers to celebrate our unity. We celebrate our togetherfulness, which is a good fullness. Oh man, that's exactly what this beat needs. That's great. I can't wait to play around with that more. And I can't wait to do the practice cheers right now. My friends, grab a drink. We're doing it at 1. On 3, I'm going to clink the camera. You get to clink along with all the rest of us. It is such a good experience. Man, you just feel so together and unified, which is true. You actually are. You actually are unified. Which is the best part of it. It's not just a shtick. That was 1, my friends, but we also got 2 as I count up. What a good practice cheers we're doing. It's coming along very well, my friends. And then we got 3 clink cheers. I was about to get lost in a story about how I've heard people tell me that they weren't sure about the cheers at first. They were like, what is this? But after participating in it for a little bit, pretty quick in fact, they feel that it's actually the real deal. Doing the cheers together, it's a very unifying thing. Now the other thing that I'm very excited, I went to the store earlier and I got myself some apple slices. So I'm gonna have a couple apple slices. If you have any little snack as well, we have some kind of other form of cheers, which I don't know. I guess bon appetit, is that what you'd say? Instead of cheers? In any case, I'm gonna have like a slice or 2. If you have something to chew on, feel free to grab that and have that along with the rest of us. I'll have this one here. This is like pretty large size, so I'll just have this one. So yeah, I'm going to start with this palette because this one's brand new. I just made this one. Al True is saying a lot of love it with some cheers emojis and such. I like it. This palette is brand new. I just made it about a week. Yeah, I guess at this point it's 2 weeks ago. Is that right? No, it was just last weekend. It was 1 week ago I made this. I made this like last Saturday or Sunday or something. And it was for the Hardware Jams Weekend Challenge to make something with noise. So everything is really, distorted and, I don't know, edgy, serrated. I don't know how to describe it. I don't really have a good vocabulary for that. In any case, the palette is brand new. So it needs its first round of revisions. As it stands right now, I think it's a bit loud. So I'm going to go through all the instruments, turn them down a bit. Also, another thing I think I need to do is dial back the high end of the EQ. Pretty much on all of them. This one is probably good where it is. This one I should dial back a little. Decided to have only this one apple slice because it was pretty big. It took 4 bites, 4 reasonable sized bites. Something like that, I think, is pretty good volume-wise. That's like, I don't know, 3/5 of the way up or something. So I'm gonna go mess with the bass here. Turn the net volume down and also dial back some of the high end. So let's see. True is saying, hey, which knob does what? I'm glad you asked that because I was meaning to do that. That question came up before or previously in a previous stream, a previous one of these tinkering around with the knob streams. A couple other people asked for like, hey, tell us what you're doing while you're doing it. So what I'm doing right now with this bass, I had just had a it's called a sustainer, which is just one of the output effects. But basically what it does is amplify volume and loudness. And I had that on the bass, and I was like, listen, if I'm trying to make the bass quieter, let me experiment with taking that off. So I took the sustainer off, and I just put on a reverse reverb. which I think is pretty good, and I'm probably going to keep it. So now I'm just keep it for anyway this round of revisions. I'm, of course, going to do more revisions later. But right now I'm tweaking settings on the reverb itself, such as the high-end and low-end settings, pre-delay, other settings called time and gate time, which I don't know exactly what those do. I'm not much of a, I don't know what you'd say, gear guy, but I like fiddling around with them, and I'm going to see what they do. So it's various time-related settings. How about that? As well as EQ-related settings. And as far as like which specific knob does what, this big one here, oh, I guess here, this one here that I'm twisting with my thumb, that one is I guess the amount of the reverse reverb. So I think I'm pretty happy with the reverse reverb there. And I'm moving on to another setting that's on the bass, which is really central to the theme of why I made this originally. And that is that hardware jam challenge of noise, distorted sounds is what I interpreted it as. But I think I'm going to dial that back a little bit too. So now because I've selected this other setting here, which again is probably difficult from the camera angle that you have here, but I'm going to be adjusting now that distortion sound on the bass. I'm probably going to be taking it down. I might even change the loudness and all sorts of other little tweaks I can make. That's what I'm going to do now. I'm actually pretty happy with that right now. As far as the bass goes. Al True says, all right, we're talking about the EQ and time-related stuff. Yeah, good. I might have to... I'm thinking about how I can solve the problem of making the display more visible. Because I don't have a second camera I could use. So I'm thinking about how I might reposition this one. Maybe for these streams, the camera is just in a different place. I'll think about that some more. I see, Al True, you're also saying the top lift knob is the amount of reverse reverb. Well, it's the amount more generally because there's lots of different effects and things. Reverse reverb, and this other one I was doing was a distortion one. There's also the amount of the bass effect that's on it. So this big knob effectively is just like the amount of the thing that you have selected. And you have a lot of control over exactly what that is, depending on whatever you're doing. This bass right now, I think is sounding pretty good. At least enough for me to continue on to some of the other settings here, some of the other sounds. So this one over here, I thought I felt okay with it. I think this one does sound okay. Might be able to tweak it a little. So now because I want to take this output, I had to twist over to a different collection of input effects. More generally, these 4 buttons over here, which are currently either red or purple, if you can see. It might be too small to see from over there. Those ones are the input effects. And I can have up to 4 input effects together, like reverb or a tuner, an auto tuner. And I can stack up to 4 input effects together. And I can have up to 4 stacks of 4, which is really cool. So now I moved from the bass stack of 4 to this one over here. What would you call this, like a horn type of thing? And now I'm going to tweak this a little bit maybe. I think it sounds pretty good, but I'll tweak it a little bit. So right now I'm playing a little bit with the amount of delay that's on this sound. It's a reverse delay, coincidentally, which is really convenient because it matches what I put on the bass here. So I kind of have to keep that. But I was also messing with another setting on this called the radio. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but here's me messing with that one. You can see it has a little bit of messing around on the high end there. That one is pretty good. I'm going to go back to the reverse delay, mess around with this one a bit. I think this was sounding pretty good too. I see Altru is saying, this sounds dope. So that's a lot of feedback. That's way more feedback than I usually do on something like this, some kind of delay effect or reverb or echo or whatever it might be. But something really nice happened. Something really dope was happening there. So I might leave the feedback up. Maybe I'll dial back a little bit. But I'm still messing with the settings on the delay itself. That's just one of the features of this stack of 4 things that makes this instrument. Right now I'm messing with the time, it's called, which sounds like just the length of how long it's propagated for each, I don't know, cross-section or whatever, I don't know what it's called, but through the delay. So I'm playing with I'm messing with making it really low in the time here, which I'm not really liking as much as having it long. So I'm going to put it back to high. Let's see what the difference sounds like. You can hear how it's much more like the echo is prolonged much longer now. I prefer that a lot, so I'm going to keep that. But I'm going to keep messing with how the delay sounds here, so let's see. I think I like that actually, the way I evolved this, including this delay and the amount of echo it has on it, how long it's drawn out. So that's good. I'm going to keep moving on to other parts of this palette because I'm evolving it a lot. This again was the first draft of this palette that I slapped together really fast last week, with the intention of having it be really noisy, really distorted sounding, and it was. It certainly was. But I think I don't necessarily want to keep making songs all the time that are that noisy. So I'm evolving it a bit, keeping its strengths, making it a little less noisy while still having a little bit of an edge. I think I've got that right now in the bass and whatever you'd call this other thing over here. Time to move on to other layers, my friends. Like this one here that I just brought in. This one is This one always makes me kind of sad because I like how it sounds by itself, but it doesn't really play nice with others. It's got 2 octaves of harmonization with itself in there, I think. I'll have to double check. But it's multiple levels. So I like that part. But it has so much, it takes up so much space. And it's got a lot of low end in it, which means it conflicts with the bass. I mean, I guess it doesn't exactly conflict. It's just sort of competing for low end. So I think I'm going to have to sacrifice that, which makes me kind of sad because I like it a lot. But I don't know. Let me play with it. So I'm going to play with this layer here, the one that sounds like this. I'm gonna play with that one now. See what I can get in terms of fitting in with all these other layers here. How do I adjust the sounds? What do I even have for this one? Let's see. See how it's got the, self-harmonization in there? If that's even the right words, I'm not really much of a music theorist. I know virtually nothing when it comes to music theory. This one, I took off the distortion and left it just on that multiple octaves self-harmonization. I left that on. You can hear as that is brought back in, that lower level, that lower octave, as I dial this knob here. So that's the one I'm playing with right now. And I'm thinking about what is more valuable, to keep that multiple octave self-harmonization, or do I bring back that distortion, which is, I mean, honestly, I think that's pretty dope. So which one do I lean more into? Because putting them both in, I think it's too much. I'm going to go back to the distortion for contrast, and I might even change my mind upon listening to it again. Let's see. I mean, that's just so fly. Maybe, hold on. Let me sacrifice a little bit first. Let's see. Let's try this. Inside the thing that does multiple octaves, I can bring a lower, or I guess I could say, I remove the deepest of the multiple octaves. So let's try that. Let's see what the difference is there. Because if it's just the bass, the low end, that's really posing the conflict the most, then let me start there. All right, that does sound pretty good. Keeping it with, I see, Outro, you're saying you agree on the distortion. I mean, it really does sound dope. But it's a little clearer now. I've removed the multiple levels. Well, there's still a level of multiple octaves of self-harmonization, but there's not multiple levels. There's just one level now. I think this sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good, I think. I still want to tone this down a bit, just overall volume levels down a bit. Which is tricky because there's no direct just volume level. I mean, there is, but it's for the whole looper, whereas where I want is just this particular instrument. And in this, there's not a direct volume one. But I can approximate it, so I'm going to play with that a bit right now. Pseudo volumes. Let's see. Bring it back in that other layer too, so I can make sure whatever I'm making meshes well with everything I've got so far. You may notice I've got something in my eye that I'm trying to remove some kind of irritants. I feel like I get pieces of it. I don't know if it's like an eyelash or something. But I'm doing pretty well over there. I think I'm also going to grab my drink in a moment to have a delicious, delicious cheers moment. So grab a drink. We're going to do another cheers moment, my friends. I'm also going to have one of those apples again. They're pretty nice. I just got it at the store just earlier. I kind of feel a little lazy having pre-sliced apple slices. Makes it easier to eat for me, and I like them. So I'm going to grab my water, my friends. Grab a drink right now. We're going to do this. We're going to do the first official cheers moment. This is going to be so good. So good. I see Altru says I'm going to catch the rest of this on replay. I'm with it. Have a good evening. Have a good evening, Altru. We're going to do our first cheers moment, my friends. Grab a drink. We're doing it. We have got one. After that, you know I'm counting up to 2. After that, my friends, grab your drink because we're doing it on 3. Clink. Cheers, my friends. Oh, that's so good. And like I said, I'm grabbing an apple right now, too. If you got a little snack, grab your little snack with me as well. I got a much smaller apple slice this time. That other one was pretty big. This one I'll probably be able to get in 2 or 3. So I'm doing pretty good on these 2, I think. And the next layer that I have engineered before the cheers, that one I think is all right, but I'm going to do a little testing on that. Altru says you're waiting around for the cheers. That's good. That's good. I'm glad you were able to stick around for the cheers. I hope you have a good night, my friend. So these 2 layers I think are okay. Let's keep playing with the additional one, and if it's sounding pretty good, I'm going to re-record that in terms of these 2 layers here and see how they all fit together. I still feel like it's taking up a lot of space, but maybe the problem is that I'm using it in the wrong roll. Like maybe this one here. I think I should be using that one in this other roll. I'm going to try switching these. Hold on. Let's see how this comes together if I build the beat in a different way. So I think this might resolve some of that space-related concerns that I have. By the way, you may notice that I'm using my other mic over here because this one is currently dedicated to the looper sounds, so I can't use it for the looper sounds and also talking. And I used to have another stand over here, but because I recently broke my other one, you know, this one that is sitting right here right now, this is my old looper stand from over here for my vocal mic, this one. But my old looper mic stand, that's the one that's broken, unfortunately. I guess I need to get another one. But for now, for tonight at least, I'm going to be using my handheld mic. And boy, what a wonderful experience this is going to be. So let me rebuild this beat here a bit. This is the fun of these tinkering with knob settings streams. So I tried rebuilding the beat by making the this one here that I feel like is taking a lot of space. I gave it more of a central role in the beat. But I don't know, I think it's still conflicting with the bass too much. I think I have to change it. I have to sacrifice it to fit better in the rest of the palette, even though it sounds dope. Like this by itself sounds pretty dope, I think. So I'm gonna try taking off the part that makes it have multiple octaves. I'm gonna keep the distortion on and just keep messing around with the sound of it. So let's go. Let's keep playing with it. I think that one came along pretty nicely. Yeah, that layer there. That one that's still distorted, but I took out the multiple octaves of self-harmonization. And I think it fits pretty nicely. It was originally meant to be in a different role, where it takes up less of the song, shorter, panned. I'm going to try switching these back as I continue to evolve this palette here. Hold on, let's completely rebuild the beat once again. Let's do it. Here, let's put this back how I was originally intending it. See how it fits again. I see Joel is in the place. Welcome, Joel. You made a really good decision joining right now. Right now we're doing a evolving my sound palette stream, which means it's really unstructured. Who knows how long it's going to go? Who knows where anything is going to go? How many times I'm going to rebuild the same beat 100 times? So right now we're working on a palette I just made a week ago. So this is its first time going through its revisions. Right now I think this one is still a bit loud. So maybe it shouldn't go in the role that I'm trying to force it into. Because the other one did sound pretty good. So speaking of rebuilding, I'm going to once again rebuild this. Let's see here. This wasn't what I was intending when I built this originally, but I think this sounds better. Let's see. this here. I think this one, this like soaring solo, this one sounds good in this roll, but now these other ones are a little too conflicting. What about this final layer? What's this one? It's also trying to be a solo. Alright, so these I'm going to mute a little more. I'm going to go back and evolve these. Alright, so I think those are actually sounding not bad right now. Still a little loud, so I think I might still try to tweak. Well, that's already pretty low. I was looking at because I put some reverse delay on that too. I'm putting the reverse delay all over the place. Although this is actually, I think, the same one as before. So I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, it's already kind of low. That's because I was messing with it before, so it's the same one from earlier. So I think on this one, I'm just going to have to deal with how loud I speak into it. Although this is a variable right here. Hold on. I found something else I can play with. In the instrument itself, there is a resonance knob that I did not realize was there. So I'm going to try playing with that one a little bit. And if I can get this to be a little less prominent, then I will be in a very good place. I see Marco has joined us. Welcome, Marco. Marco says, awesome. Yeah, we're playing around with some sound effects right here. Trying to evolve things, make them sound a little better. So I'm going to see if I can bring down the prominence of this layer, the one that sounds like this. Because I want to give the prominence to these other layers. Let them have the prominence. And this other one I'm trying to build right now should be much more subtle, much more like a supporting background layer. So I'm going to keep messing with that sound right now. Let's see how I can do that. Let's go. Oh, I'm so successful. You hear the difference there? This is exactly the knob I was looking for. I think there's probably more I can do beside just this one knob, but for sure I want to keep messing with this one. So let's keep going with this. What else can I mess with? How can I make this less prominent? Yes. I think acoustically that is coming out much better right now. I'm going to re-record this other one too because, I feel like it doesn't quite synchronize right. So I want to make sure I'm testing the sounds and I'm not just, getting conflicted about the melody or rhythms that I chose. So let me re-record that one real quick too. That's what this live stream's about right now. Just messing around with the way this palette sounds, if I build the beats in different ways, if I pronounce it differently on the mic. I gotta adjust all the input levels. And this palette is brand new. I just made it last week, and this is my first time going back to revise it. I see Joel is saying the residency for the resident reconsider it. Yes, you're right. That's a lot of good alliteration, which I like. That's good. Marco says this is haunting. Very nice. Thank you, Marco. Thank you. So let me go and re-record this other layer and see how this is going to fit in here. Yeah, I consider this a success. That's good. These two layers are sounding nice. And this is the bass too. So now, there's the third layer that I haven't really gotten that far yet because I keep going back and forth in these other two. But again, I feel like they're in a good spot. I like it. So let's bring in the final layer. It's this. By itself, not bad. But how does it stand up when brought together with all the other layers? Let's see. You know, sounds good with the bass. No concerns there at all. We'll bring these in. I'm going to have to re-record it no matter what because I want it to have a good rhythmic sync. So I'm really listening to just the sounds of it. But the sounds do sound good, I think. How about this other one? All right, so we got 2 leads. We got 2 leads in the house. So this is going to be a conflict in that regard. Once again, going to have to rebuild and rewrite. But just acoustically, I think it sounds all right. Still a bit of a conflict here between these two. These sound good. Yeah, I think I just can't have two leads. Let me re-record this one just for the sake of re-recording it and see if that resolves anything by itself. Just getting a re-record there. Let's see. I think they sound good, all these layers stacked, but this one here, it just still takes up too much space in my mind. So I'm going to keep messing with that one. These other ones here, I think these all sound good. This one can even come louder. Oh, whoops. I accidentally turned it off. On today's live stream, we're also doing the rare eat a little snack. Normally we do cheers moments. We also got little apples is what I'm having today. You might have some other snack that you are noshing along with the rest of us. But yeah, I think these by themselves sound pretty good. It's just this other layer. And I don't think it's volume. I think it's just like the EQ of it is conflicting with others. But again, unfortunately, the looper doesn't give me a full EQ capabilities on each layer. I wish it did. That would resolve a lot of issues that I deal with. So I'm going to keep messing with this one. I'm looking for what I might be able to adjust. Most of the settings that I would adjust to remove higher end. Most of those are already down. But yeah, that's down too. Oh, look, this one. Okay, I found a little more that I can do. Hold on, let's mess with this some more. Marco says that I'm on to something. That this sounds pretty good. Thank you. It's always good to hear some feedback because it's easy for me to just do what I think, but you know, ultimately that's just one perspective. So I'm glad to hear if it sounded good to others like yourself. So I'm thinking this one may have found its place. Yeah. I think it did sound pretty good. Let's bring it back in here. Let's see how this sounds. It still occupies that lower side of things that it is meant to, but it doesn't have as much of a conflict now. Even when I bring in an echo, there's an echo toward the end here. That. Even that echo doesn't conflict. So yeah, this palette has really come far. It has come very far since we started. How far are we into this stream right now? An hour and 15 minutes. Marco says, dark streets like a mystery. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I like that visual. Yeah, this I think is working. This is good. This is good. There's even some like almost dissonant harmonies in there in this particular incarnation. Let's bring this other layer back in. How does this sound? Yep. Yep. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Nice. Nice. I'm happy with this. All right. So now because I'm feeling pretty good, about the input effects and what I just record into the loops, now the next task is to play with the output effects, which I think are pretty good on the drum layer. Let's see here. Yeah, there's nothing really to configure for this one, but it's sounding good. Filter, of course. That's configured the way I like it already. Almost the ideal. I have my preferences for what I like, and this one is like really just perfectly tuned to what I want it to be already. So I don't need to worry about that, I don't think. Then there's a delay on the drums, which I think is good. What is that configured to here? Alright, looks like an eighth note. Alright, for my future reference. Alright, so that output is sounding pretty good. I think the percussion looper, which is my bottom one, I generally use the bottom looper for things that are percussion or atonal things, or if I have vocals, I usually use the bottom looper for those things. This is the older model of looper that doesn't really have a lot of input effects going into it. Whereas the top looper, this is the one I use for all my, the melody type things, including the bass. This one has a tuner in it, so it makes sure that I'm on tune, I'm on key. So now it comes the time to test the output effects for the top looper, because I just confirmed the output effects for the bottom looper. Bottom looper is basically ready to save, but I'm still going to use it to test the top looper before I actually save. So let's see, top looper. Got the stutter on this one. Yeah, that one's good. Once again, there's not really much to... Oh, look at that. Actually, hold on. Forward. Oh, wow. You can go backward? Hold on. How's the difference? I think I like rewind better. Yeah, I'm going to try this. Nice. I'm glad I went and looked. Filter, of course, is sounding good. This one is also tuned exactly how I like it. So there's no surprise there. Not a lot to spend my time on. How about this? Some reverb. Got some bass back in. I like it. It's so dope. It really sounded good with the bass there. All right, we got some reverb. I think this reverb, hold on. Let's turn the drums off. Sounds pretty good, I think. Oh, there we go. That's a good test. Because that one doesn't have a lot of reverb natively. Yeah, how does that reverb sound? Sounds pretty good, actually. Take out some more low end on that, because that's especially, actually even more than usual. Oh, man, that's good. That's good. That's good. Good. Alright, let's keep going with that. I like that. Okay. What else we got on this? Okay, I could take this down a little bit. That's good. I got a couple of settings here that I'm messing with. The amount of delay, the amount of time. It's got a little more metallic feel there. How do the others sound like that? Sounds pretty good, I think. How's this one? Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, because this track, again, this is meant to be more of like an edgy sounding track. So I think that more metallic sound in the reverb actually works well here. So I'm going to keep that, I think. And of course, I can always dial, yeah, I can dial it back. How about the slicer? Yeah. Sounds pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, overall pretty happy with that, I think. Some nice slicer. Pretty clean. I like that. Put a nice reverb on it. Joel says the slicer is so dope. What do you got? A negative sound? Is that what you said, Joel? The slicer has a number of settings, like how fast it's going to slice. But then it's also got, you know, if you imagine the sound wave, like, I hope my in the air drawing is very illuminative for you. But you imagine like a, what am I thinking of? A square wave? Is that what you'd call it? Where it might be slicing out. You can control both the top of that and the bottom of that. So like how low does it get dropped down to? And then what becomes the new maximum when you apply the slicer. So one of the biggest problems I have using the slicer on these devices is that it's I find it very challenging to get a consistent, like, putting the slicer on doesn't change the net overall volume, which is what I want. I want to make it so that you don't notice when I go and put the slicer on. And I think I got it with this. You can tell when I put the slicer on here, but only because it's chopping it, not because it's making it quieter. Whereas, let's see, what's it at? Okay, let me put it back to that later. You see how you can hear, like, that's because I'm dropping the net upper volume. But I think I found a nice balance in this one. Slicer's pretty clean, that's good. Reverb was interesting. I got a metallic feel to it. I can slice that up too. So this is good. This is good. I think this one is in good shape to the point that I can save it. And what were we at? Like an hour and a half in? What time is it? An hour and 26 minutes in. Yeah, that's nice. On one palette. An hour and a half for one palette. But it needed it. This is the first round through. Usually my palettes need like 3 or 4 rounds of revision before they start to get to a point that I can go through them pretty quickly. So for this one, I think I'm going to play it a little bit longer, just maybe like 1 or 2 more cycles through like one full loop. See if I feel good about it. And if I do, which I think I do, I'm just going to save it. And then I'll do one more. I'll do one more palette for now. And move on. So let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with it. All right. All right, so let me do a quick round of saving everything. This was a successful... Man, I really made so much progress on that. If you go back and listen to the beginning of this stream, to what this originally sounded like, to what this palette originally sounded like, it was so just loud and distorted, which again was really good for the Hardware Jam Challenge last week, which was noise, which I interpreted as noisy, and I put a lot of distortion on it. So it was good for that, but it was a bit much for playing over and over in my palettes. It's a bit much for that. So I said, nah, man. Let me make this better palette here. So if you go back and listen from the beginning of the stream, you will say, whoa, that is definitely way different from where it went now. All right, man, my eyes are definitely... I'm getting a lot of watering. I feel like I have an irritant in my eyes. So I'm struggling to see even this far. Jeez, my eyes are tired. All right, the volume levels are looking pretty good on this. That was what I was checking for. These are all sounding good. So, my friends, I'm going to save this. Nice. Nice. Oh, I feel so good about that. All right, you know what else I feel good about? Going to the next palette, whatever it's going to be. As I said, we're about an hour and a half in for just doing that one first palette, which was its first, maiden voyage into a revision round. Now I'm going to go up to, what's the next one I need to do? The B flat. B flat. Both of my B flats are kind of weird. So which B flat is this? This is the right one, right? Yeah. I'm going to quickly build a beat with this one. This one has been around for a while. This is probably its like third round of revisions, maybe second round of revisions. So I'm going to build the beat real quick with this, see what it sounds like, do some revisions, and then save whatever I come up with. So let's see, my friends, what's this one sound like? So far, it sounded pretty good on this. The bass was one of the weird basses I have. I mentioned that both of my B flats have some weird elements to them. This is a very serrated type of bass. I think I muted it to a good point here. Maybe a little too much. But so far, these are coming together nicely. Still got some more layers here. Let's keep building, see what else it sounds like. So this, I think it sounded pretty good here. Soaking this in for a second. I think there's a little bit of maybe need to re-record. But overall, I think the sounds are occupying okay spaces. Let me look at the panning on this. Because this one, I think, yeah, this one is generic panning. I haven't yet done a round of making every palette unique with its panning yet. That's part of what this round is. So I'm going to put some quick unique panning on this one. Alright, this is good, this is good. Yeah, okay. Okay. So the sounds are right. The sounds are alright, I think. I'm gonna go to the final instrument and see what I got for this one. Let's see how this one sounds. Alright, I think that is the right sound for that one. I was, searching for what would be a good output effect for this sound here. And I think this echo that I landed on, I think this one is good. So I'm going to keep going with that and let's see what I can build for the rest of this beat. So let's keep going. Let's see how I fit that in with the rest of these instruments that are already here. So yeah, I think that one fits pretty well too. That new layer I just brought in. I'm adjusting some volume layers around here on these different drum layers. Some different volume levels is what I meant to say on the drum layers. But aside from the drums, I think these different melodic layers are playing nice. Let me bring in the final one. I think the pan is a little extreme. I did make it very extreme on purpose. But I'm tuning it in a little bit. I like playing with the pan. Pretty good. Yeah, I think this palette is in pretty good shape. This one doesn't need an hour and a half of attention like the prior one did. This one has been through a few rounds already. But I did make some worthwhile adjustments. So now that I've been through the inputs, and those are sounding pretty good. The next step is I'm going to go through the outputs. If the outputs are sounding good, I'm going to save these, and that will be the end of the stream for right now. Just getting 2 in today, getting somewhere around 2 hours of content. A lot of changes in the first one. Man, that's going to be interesting on replay to listen to that one. Let's check out some output effects. I'm going to start with the output effects and the drums. That one's always good. Don't really need to check too much on that. Filter. It's a perfect settings that I like. How about some reverb? What's this one sounding like? Yeah. Get some more reverb in there. Good. Good. Nice. Okay, good. So I actually made a significant change there in the reverb. Glad I tested that. I am now going to check out the melodic layers. Let's check out some output effects up here. Yep, that's good. Not much to configure on that one. Yeah, my filter. That one sounded good as well. I just adjusted that, put it the way that I like it. How about some reverb? Yeah, that's good. That's a solid reverb there. I'm always learning so much when I take time here to. Oh, good. See, I'm glad I checked this out. When I actually play around with all the settings, I learn a lot too about like what these knobs do and everything. So the reverb I think is sounding pretty good. It's pretty present, it's pretty worthy. Oh yeah, that's good. The slicer, let's see. Nice. Yeah, that slicer sounds good. Again, this one has been through rounds of revision. Needs a little tweak there. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I think this one sounds good, friends. What that means, my friends, is that we have had another successful stream, tweaking some knobs, playing around with some settings, and the time has come. The time has come to bring this stream to a close. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to save this one, but before I save it, I have to clear everything. And I'm not going to clear everything just yet. I'm going to let this play out while we do our stream closing ceremonies, including our final official cheers moment of the stream. Grab your drink. Grab your drink, my friends. We are going to do our final official cheers moment. You are going to feel so unified and connected with everyone else. Oh, man, it's going to be so good. I'm going to grab my water. Whatever you're going to grab, you grab that. Nice. Nice. I got my water. We're going to do it on 3, my friends. We are going to have a nice unified moment here. Oh, it's going to feel so good. You were going to say, I'm part of this. I belong here. Man, this was such a good experience that I had with you today. On 3, my friends, we're going to affirm that. I'm going to clink the camera, but you get to do it after we count up from 1. Oh, it's so good. You can feel it building already, my friends. The cheers is coming so soon. 2. You can feel the, like, it's just this good experience overtaking you. You feel it's coming, here it comes, my friends. We do it on 3. Clink. Cheers, my friends. Oh man, it's so good. Marco says this is a good palate. Good, good, I'm glad you like it. This one has a little bit of, noisiness to it like the prior one did. So it's cool that these actually came together today in today's stream. This one's a little more evolved already though, as you could tell. We're at 1 hour and 52 minutes, so this one only took like 20 to 25 minutes to get through and evolve. And most of it was sounding good already. Friends, thank you for joining me here on today's stream. This has been such a good experience here with you. Oh man, I'm so glad to be here with you today. I hope to see you on the next live stream, my friends. My regulars know that we have streams like this. Streams like this where I'm just playing with the settings, evolving how things sound. We do these streams randomly. They're not scheduled. They're not on any given day of the week. They are just randomly for an hour or two, like today. My regulars know we also do it every Wednesday and Saturday. We have regular streams for an hour of improvised beat making. Man, it's so good. You got to come to those too. If you are not subscribed already, my friends, please subscribe. If you turn on notifications, you'll know when we do these random streams. If you have not yet liked this video, please like this video. My friends, until next time, please have a very good rest of your day today. Please let the rest of your day today be a very fulfilling day. Please let the rest of your day be expansive. Please let more come into your day than you could possibly imagine, certainly far exceeding what you were expecting. Please let the rest of your day today bring you a lot of enhancement and growth. May your whole sense of horizons be expanded. Please become even more than you were when you woke up this morning, or whenever, what time of day it was that you woke up. Please keep becoming more. Please let the rest of your day bring a lot of rejuvenation to you. Please, please, please have a very healthy, healing rest of your day. My friends, let the best rest of your day visit upon you as it possibly can, the best that it possibly can, my friends. And I will see you in the next Reconsider It live stream.